Dear person of interest, been neglectful in my day in the life of Dave duties. Today I'm at a park with a big ass soccer field, playground, picnic tables, trees, everything but people. I'm the only person in this entire fucking park. It's pretty big. How's that for on the edge of your seat entertainment? I think the good news is, next in the docket is the immortality salesman. Now they're brilliant, or silly, or funny, or unique movie idea by me. Maybe with help from some weird muse, but I don't know about that for sure. I think I'm just going to start taking credit for everything. All by Dave, 100% Dave. I give no additional credit to anyone ever from now till the end of time. 100% copyright Dave, by Dave, for Dave, because of Dave. Or David J, if you want to get technical about it. Or Day in the Life of Dave. Signed up for a new library card. Not a new library card, signed up for a library card in a different town. As usual, the bureaucracy, everything I knew was going to be a problem. When I asked for a library card, she said fill out that form. I'm like, oh fuck. You're going to ask me to put all the information of my driver's license onto that form, aren't you? Instead of just entering it into the fucking computer. Which is exactly what she did. And then messy, childlike writing. I knew she wouldn't be able to accurately transcode that into the computer. So I sat and waited to see if she would actually confirm a single fucking detail she entered. She confirmed none. She didn't tell me what my PIN number was or whether these last 4 digits of my phone number, which is what most places do. But no, instead she used my year of birth for the PIN. Either she couldn't recognize my scribbles, or she just didn't give a fuck, or who knows. Told me nothing about the library, what the card could be used for. Just gave it to me and basically said good luck. At which point I went and tried to log into the computer, and of course the fucking thing didn't work. But realized I didn't have anything to upload anyways, so went to Starbucks, recorded what you just listened to yesterday if you're listening to this in a row, then came back and got all the details corrected by a different librarian, one who actually gives a shit. Don't you think that would be lesson number 1? Actually, lesson number 1 would be read from the driver's license, not the messy writing. And then lesson number 2 would be to, I don't know, check with the person, make sure they've been entered correctly. And she didn't even enter my email at all. Unbelievable. I should write a letter to complain, or maybe just get Grok to extract all the complaints, fire that off. But I won't. I'm a lazy bastard. that's it. Day in the life of Dave. Pretty much every morning I wake up without tinnitus now. Maybe one day I'll figure out how I fix that problem and share that secret to others. But frankly, I really don't know how. Anyway, that's enough. I'm droning on. Here is The Immortality Salesman, the greatest movie idea of all time, until I wrote another one. Before I continue with today's movie read, I had one idea on the way home from the library after bitching and complaining about the person who was doing a shitty job. If you're wondering why I didn't confront her, it's because I knew I couldn't do it nicely, so I just kept my mouth shut until I could come back later with a better attitude. Instead of telling her exactly what I explained to you, what how incompetent she was. Let them have their incompetence. My idea to solve the whole BC union labor employee problem with the liquor stores, weed stores, everything else, especially especially liquor and weed. Those two places are unskilled labor. There should be a 5-year limit. You can work there for 5 years and then you're done, automatically laid off forever. That way people could come out of high school, go work at the liquor store for 5 years, make some money, save some money for university, save some money to travel, save some money for whatever. Because they're grossly overpaid just to take one bottle and scan it and place it in a bag. So keep the job, keep the wage, but recycle people. So that when I go in there, there's some 70-year-old man or lady can barely lift the fucking bottle over the scanner and still in there until they can last dying breaths. It's a union job. It's a union job. Fuck the union. "5 years and you're out the fucking door." Just my opinion, of course. What the fuck do I know? Next movie idea. The Immortality Salesman. Part 1. An incredibly handsome, middle-aged Caucasian man sits on a park bench somewhere in North America. His name is Dave. It's raining. Dave's damp, but he doesn't care. It's the first airborne moisture he's seen or felt or smelt for 3 months. Dave eagerly consumes the clean, breathable air. He feels alive, awake and alive, depending if you're dyslexic or not. In the park, an Asian lady throws a ball for a drenched but very happy border collie. A UFO appears in the sky out of nowhere, and the woman screams. When the dog notices the anomaly in the air, ooh, I got an A word, one for David. When the dog notices the anomaly in the air, it takes off for home as fast as possible, leaving the owner behind. 7. The lady, yelling hysterically, follows the collie, and when she gets home, she calls 911. 8. The park is deserted now. Only Dave and the UFO remain. 9. Dave is not scared. He's relieved to see the vessel. 10. Dave takes out his phone, attaches it to a small tripod he always carries, and starts a live YouTube stream. 11. Dave watches as a UFO slowly lands in the Barker Field. Baseball diamond. Middle of the field. 12. Dave calmly walks over to the UFO and places his hand on the craft. 13. Instantly, a clear dome forms over and around the UFO, trapping Dave and blocking the rain. 14. Dave hears nothing. The silence is endless. Perfect. 15. The police and the public arrive as Dave's live stream goes viral globally and instantly. 16. Everyone in the park is filming from their phones but are denied when trying to post on the internet. The entire world is watching Dave's live stream, and bandwidth is impossible to find. Still got sirens, no trains. 12. 12. Dave calmly walks over to the UFO and places his hand on the craft. 13. Instantly, a clear dome forms over and around the UFO, trapping Dave and blocking the rain. 14. Dave hears nothing. The silence is endless. Perfect. No fucking trains. 15. The police and the public arrive as Dave's live stream goes viral, globally and instantly. 16. Everyone in the park is filming from their phones, but are denied when trying to post on the internet. The entire world is watching Dave's live stream, and bandwidth is impossible to find. 17. The police try to block the public from approaching the craft and its protective shield. But they fail, and soon Dave and his UFO is surrounded by a large crowd, everyone touching the glass-like surface of the invisible dome. 18. The fire department arrives to lend assistance. Their chief notices Dave's abandoned phone and gives it to a police officer. Dave's live stream ends. 19. Inside the dome, Dave walks around the craft. No doors are visible. The surface is smooth. He ignores everyone outside the dome trying to get his attention. 20. More police and all military personnel arrive. They surround the dome, forcing the public back. 21. Like he's looking for a door, Dave continues to pace around the craft in silence. Eventually he stops, places his hand on the UFO once again, and immediately places his hand on the UFO, and immediately a small platform bench extends. Dave sits down. 22. The authorities are watching Dave, trying to talk to him, but Dave is isolated. His voice cannot pass through the dome. 23. A smaller door in the UFO opens. A platform extends, holding an apple. Dave grabs it and begins to eat, while ignoring the building, crowd, and commotion outside the dome. 24. With everyone watching the first undeniable alien contact, the internet is overwhelmed with traffic and slows to a crawl. 25. The world is scared, shocked, and amazed. Nothing else matters. Only one subject is discussed globally. 26. Dave finishes his apple and throws the core towards the crowd. It bounces off the dome. Back to Dave. He smiles as he catches it midair. 27. Suddenly, a transparent message in multiple languages is displayed all over the dome. Do not fear me. Do not fear us. You have nothing to fear. 28. The message does little to lower the panic. The world finally has proof, undeniable proof of advanced technology, likely alien, and humans are stunned, unprepared. 29. 2 hours later, the crowd becomes unmanageable and dangerous. Dave stands up. The bench automatically returns into the craft, and simultaneously, not an A word, but still a fucking tough word to say. Fuck. Returns into the craft, and at the same time, a human-sized door opens. Dave walks around the vessel a few more times. The entrance is open, but the interior of the ship is unlit, pitch black. "31. Thousands of people are filming Dave and the craft. He looks at them with his beautiful deep blue eyes, smiles and waves, but attempts no communication. 32. Dave, the arrogant son of a bitch, enters a UFO, his UFO. The dome disappears and his ship takes off. First contact complete. 33. The authorities identify Dave The 33. The authorities identify Dave through his phone, which he purposely left open with no password. 34. Dave repeats the process around the world for months. 1. Land in a park. 2. Wait for people to arrive. 3. Walk around the ship. 4. Sit and eat an apple. 5. Display the message about fear. 6. Leave. 35. The world cannot agree on Dave's intention. Conspiracy theories explode. Mental institutions are overwhelmed with individuals who are unable to comprehend. 36. Unsurprisingly, Dave's YouTube video becomes the most watched video online ever, with billions of comments. God damn, I could use that fucking revenue. How much does a billion views get you on YouTube? 37. Even though it's now heavily fenced and guarded by the military as a scientific site, Dave returns his UFO to the original park. He lands. Dave fears nothing. 38. The dome appears and a new message is displayed on its surface, and in all 7,000 plus languages currently used on Earth. Hello, my name is Dave. I'm an alien. I cannot lie and I cannot die. What are your questions for me? Well, I guess part 1 only takes 15 minutes to read, so we'll go straight to part 2. June 14th, 2023. I remember the day well. It was sunny. I woke up at my normal 6 a.m. I did an hour of calisthenics, 200 push-ups, 300 sit-ups, and about 1,000 squats. By the way, for cheap cunts, this is available for free on davegervais.substack.com. Everyone else, give me your $5 The Immortality Salesman Part 2. Part 2, 1. Dave explains to the world that he is an alien consciousness in a human body. 2. Dave undergoes every scientific test imaginable, except an autopsy, to prove his human physiology. The doctors agree he's human, but are unable to prove his alien consciousness. 3. Every test proves he has the health, metabolism, and good looks. Metabolism and looks of a 20-year-old man, when in reality he should be applying for the Canadian pension plan. Number 4. Dave makes his offer to the world. In exchange for their 100% true life story to date, Dave will provide immortality. He makes it clear it's only the non-sexual part of their life story he's interested in and will extract. Dave, like everyone else, has enough free porn on the internet to satisfy any sexual needs. 5. The catch. This is a movie. There's always a catch. It's all or nothing. Either 99% of adults on Earth agree or the deal is off. 6. Dave gives the Earth a year to decide and travels around the solar system taking photos of the planets. Like a Nat Geo photographer, he sends them back to Earth to show how easily he can travel through space. Like a drive to the mall. Data experts look at the EXIF data on the photos and determine they are untouched and shot on a Canon DSLR with a variety of lenses, like Dave clearing out a camera store before leaving orbit. 7. Dave returns and the Earth is split 50-50. The sick want immortality immediately and will gladly share their stories. The rich want immortality but don't want to share their secrets, even though Dave has assured them their stories are only for his personal use and will never be distributed. 3. The Bible thumpers call Dave the devil and petition the government to launch nuclear missiles at his UFO. 4. Many people secretly want immortality but are forced to side with family or friends publicly against it. 8. Although Dave pretends he's the leader of many aliens, he's in fact alone. Although he proclaimed he couldn't lie, he's in fact an expert in the art and cannot be detected by any Earth-based lie detector device. Number 9. Dave is not the first alien to visit Earth, but the previous followed the Prime Directive, concept created by Gene Roddenberry. However, those aliens were voluntarily following the hands-off approach. No universal non-interference laws exist, and Dave is free to interact as he pleases, regardless of consequences. 10. Unlike the movies that portray Earth as some fascinating planet aliens are dying to visit or observe, Earth is in fact the most boring planet in the universe. And not boring in a cool hipster way. More commonplace, a dime a dozen planet. It's well known, but out of the way. And before Dave, the last alien that took a peek was 1,000 years prior. Dave knows the likelihood of another alien arriving while he's there is slim, and most follow the concept of the Prime Directive anyway. It wouldn't try to reverse Dave's manipulation of the globe. Ooh, narcissist. 11. The Earth votes 5 times on Dave's offer, but can't break the deadlock. Dave executes Plan B. Dave goes on a long YouTube rant about how stupid humans are, and he should really just destroy the current world by deflecting asteroids left and right and let the next evolution of humans try again. But he lies and says he can't because of the Prime Directive. Scientists who grew up in Star Trek and science fiction believe him. The religious still call him the devil. Dave creates many obscene sky paintings around the world, a type of alien Bansky, but mostly just the middle finger. As well as the first confirmed alien, Dave becomes the most hated alien or human on Earth. Neither side likes him. Dave uses his alien immortality technology on the entire planet without permission. He no longer gives a fuck. What the population doesn't know, and what Dave didn't explain in the original offer, is reverse aging is a method for immortality. Technically, David is offering immortality in your current body as it de-ages down to about 20. However, death is still possible when severely injured. Even alien technology can't regrow a head. Immediately, anyone near death is instantly healed enough to continue living, and slowly they recover from whatever ailment they possess. Dave uses his second last escape pod to fool the planet into believing he has left. The pod is propelled by light, and when activated, it appears as a moving supernova, slowly getting smaller and smaller as it propels itself back to Dave's home planet. Dave is not concerned about wasting the pod. If needed, the final one will suffice. David isn't exactly welcome on the home planet anyway, and ultimately is searching for a new home. The plan works. Earth is still divided, but now between, is he here or did he leave? The religious believe the sudden healings around the planet are the hand of their god, not Dave. The alien nuts and conspiracy theorists believe it's Dave, the alien. The governments and doctors around the world don't comment. Slowly, everyone begins to heal. Anyone over 20 begins to de-age, again slowly, depending on their current age and health. It takes 1 to 20 years to revert to their youthful body. The medical and pharmaceutical industries are severely impacted. Cancers shrink and disappear in every patient. No new cancer cases are reported. Oncology ends. New, insanely strong immune systems slowly eradicate viral ailments and bacterial infections, including STDs and AIDS. Medical professionals who want to remain in medicine are forced to move into the remaining needs. 1. Emergency. People are immortal but still stupid, and the feeling of immortality makes them dumber and dumber, and the feeling of immortality makes them do dumber and dumber shit. Some die, the rest end up in emergency. Gynecology. Fertility skyrockets. Those past their prime suddenly begin menstruating after throwing out all their tampons. Any previous issues with their woman bits are eventually fixed/regenerated. Within 10 years, a 60-year-old woman looks 20 and is in the peak of her fertility, whether she's never had a child or had 7 previous kids, who also all look 20 now. A small baby boom develops as millions of women are unexpectedly and suddenly pregnant. The abortion debate skyrockets. Pediatricians. Needed for a few years, but once all the disease is eliminated, their usefulness as a family doctor is limited to broken bones, which is handled by emergency. If they want to continue touching children, they'll be forced to move into emergency medicine. De-aging rehabilitation. A new discipline forced on individuals who are incapacitated for any reason before the alien cure and require physical and/or mental support during the journey back into their youth. The paralyzed won't walk immediately, maybe only wiggling their toes. When their muscles and bodies have healed, they'll walk, maybe in a month, maybe in a couple of years. Each case will vary. Within 10 years, all are healed and can walk, unless they're lazy and still prefer to be pushed around. Plastic surgery. Although the de-aging process eventually absorbs any excess skin from age or obesity, it takes a while, again sometimes years. The rich and impatient opt for plastic surgery. The patient receives the same results naturally and free. The vain use the opportunity to curve, shrink, or shape parts of their body they are unpleased with. The practice isn't shunned as most people are near perfect looking in their new 20-year-old body anyway. And over-plasticized women won't turn an eye. Gender change and reversal. Dave's alien technology doesn't recognize existing gender change surgeries and begins to revert the individual to their original form. Scientists are unable to remove genitals for regenerating. Doctors provide surgeries as required to remove the previous sex change during the regeneration. The trans community is outraged. However, a group of ex-doctors become scientists and discover a DNA modification that allows a person to switch their gender naturally. Their solution requires no hormonal drugs, only a modification to the DNA. However, it's not instant. To switch in either direction is a 2 or 3 year process. One set of organs is replaced with another. It takes time, and for a period during the transition, the patient is 50% male and 50% female. Some wish to remain this way, but the DNA modification doesn't allow for it. It's all or nothing. A woman turning into a man cannot pick and choose their package. They get exactly what they would have received with their DNA, but born male. Likewise, men get the boobs they would have if they were as a female. If they want more, it's back to the plastic surgery. I'm feeling my throat's gonna be sore again tomorrow. How do people talk all fucking day long? God damn it, it's a pain in the ass. I wonder I like telepathy. It's easier on my fucking throat. Any person contemplating the process isn't considered trans anymore, as it's virtually impossible to tell from a physiological perspective. Few in society are concerned about anyone switching genders. The whole environment is new, with 90-year-olds running around looking 20 and screwing everything in their path regardless of current or previous genders. Don't ask, don't tell is reborn. Who cares about the person's past when everyone has an eternity to live? Psychology and psychiatry is nearly eliminated. In the beginning, suicide spikes as the concept is more than some psyches can handle. Those who need to be eased into the transition are helped, but eventually their patients are limited to those who believe in the old ways, or are struggling with their new youth and vitality. Everyone else stopped going to their shrink, and when they started waking up in the morning, and it felt like living life. Illegal drug use explodes. Without the fear of harming their body permanently, people experiment unsafely. Many die. Instead of the collapse of the pharmaceutical industry, they're tasked to produce regulated and reliable recreational drugs. The market is flooded, but the accidental overdoses stop. Obesity is eliminated. The adults all have the sexual drive and energy of a 20-year-old, and are all out exercising a few hours a day just to burn off some of the excess juice flowing through them, or they are fucking their partner all night long and burning calories the fun way. 20 years later, Dave has observed the entire process from the comfort of his ship. His ship contains the only real quantum computer on the planet. He can access any data anywhere on Earth, connected to the internet or not. Occasionally Dave steals some apples from an orchard, but is never caught, never seen again, nearly forgotten, the exception being a cult, who didn't like immortality and believe he'll return to end the concept and get the species back to dying like normal humans. Two groups exist, the overs and the unders. The world finally agrees on something and decide it's illegal everywhere in the world for overs to have sex with unders, consensual or otherwise. A clever scientist, working alone on his private island for years, finds an ingenious way to enforce the law and distributes the solution worldwide for free. In addition, the device detects when a child has completed the awkward part of puberty. Unders who are past puberty for a year or two are free to openly explore their sexuality, as birth control is free and STDs still non-existent. Parents hate it, but they're unable to stop the activities. Teenage pregnancy is nearly eliminated. However, the decreased use of Kleenex tissues by teenage pregnancy is nearly eliminated. However, the decreased use of Kleenex tissues by teenage boys nearly bankrupts Johnson & Johnson. School of Comedy, folks. $5 a month. Now, if you wait, it's going to be 10. Don't bitch if I raise it to 10. Sign up now while it's 5. Or, fuck you. The Enders swear by it as the way to be prepared for overhood. Their logic is, once and over, any prospective mate could be vastly experienced between the sheets, or a virgin in her new naturally transformed body. Anything and everything's possible. The population becomes homogeneous, but not androgynous. Many opt for body modifications to stand out. The money-hungry plastic surgeons encourage it, but most are happy to return to the youth. But most people are happy to return to their youth. Universities are overwhelmed with applications. Those who felt their life was over are now restarting, reliving their original dream. Their goal is not letters after their name. Instead, they work cooperatively, and the sum of human knowledge expands nearly exponentially. Without death, the population explodes, but is managed through automation and robotics. Millions of new existing engineers, scientists, biologists, and all the other IS invent and share via open source everything required for a planet with a population of 20 billion to support itself. And in their spare time, they assist one lone wolf named Leon Smuck help colonize Mars. The porn industry is devastated. Nearly all the current age-based categories no longer apply. Males look like teens. Everyone in the world is youthful and attractive to someone. If someone is alone on the planet, it's by choice or because they're still an asshole or bitch. It's not because of their looks or health. Dave's quantum computer reads the minds and gathers the complete life history of all 20 billion people. His AI filters out the gratuitous sex, but keeps a few romantic scenes for Dave's personal spank bank. Dave instructs his AI to create as many 3D VR simulations as required to keep Dave entertained until he reaches the next planet, many thousands of light years away. Fuck, this Dave's an asshole. Hello. Good kind of asshole. Asshole that doesn't take shit. Dave checks the AI's creativity, and once happy with the quality and quantity of experiences generated, Dave leaves orbit, never to return. However, before he leaves, he paints one final air finger over the White Horse. White Horse and the White House. Flip the White Horse. 40 years later, a group of scientists figure out how to reverse Dave's anti-aging DNA modification. The world is now divided between the lifers and the agers. Earth becomes interesting again and is visited by different aliens. Aliens who, unlike Dave, don't modify the entire planet's DNA for their own entertainment. The new aliens explain Dave is kind of a dick in the universe. They tolerate him because his ship is somehow undetectable and because he doesn't directly destroy worlds. Sometimes he even improves them. They tell Earthlings to be glad he didn't use his lie detector modification, a hidden organ that grows after that grows after DNA modification, one that tingles when anyone lies to you. The bigger the lie, the greater the tingle. It's not specific, it can't identify the exact lie, but it helps separate the scumbags from the sweethearts. That modification nearly destroyed a few previous worlds. Luckily, other aliens arrived to sort it out. With 40 years of new science in the study of physics, Earth has nearly solved the theory of everything. New aliens believe they are close enough and release the missing parts of the formula. Don't remember this part of the movie at all, but it's pretty fucking good. If I do say so myself. Leon Smuck uses the formula to create ships capable of traveling to the nearest solar system without the need for multi-generational crafts or hibernation. He leads the first group, With the theory of everything figured out, humanity replicates so Dave the alien was able to transfer his consciousness into and out of other species. Scientists transfer consciousness into clones of the original person. Even death by accident is now eliminated. The movie ends with the same scientist who solved the over-under detection issue working alone on his island to extract the consciousness of the dead via so-called junk DNA, including any direct relatives. End of story. Yeah, I thought there was more. Yeah, that'll work. As long as it's 30 minutes of talking, I don't give a fuck. We're at 35 minutes, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. You feeling sleepy? Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Now tell me that wouldn't be one fuck of a movie. Listener. End recording, David J.